Okay, guys, what you just heard, that was played by the new Glarry guitars. I promised you guys a part two. Here it is. I'm going to do a part two on both of these. And then we're going to go on Reaper, and I'm going to break down the song that I was just playing. But let's get a close up on these, and I'll tell you what I did to these guitars. Okay, here is the Glarry guitars, and sorry, in my opinion, these are they're beautiful. Are they the best quality? No, but they are beautiful. Now, let me tell you what I did. I did this to both of these. I went ahead and took the strings off, and I put brand new strings on, and the bass, I put on the Diodario 45 to 100. That's regular light gauge. And then on the guitar, I put on, sorry about the glare, on the guitar, I put Diodario Super Light Gauge 9 to 42s. So once I got the strings off, I went ahead and went over everything to make sure everything was tightened. These tuners were actually really bad. I had to completely take them out, take them apart, and blow a lot of there was a lot of debris in there. And once I did that, put it back together, it's much smoother. There's still a lot of play in this guitar. The bass tuners are pretty decent. There's a lot of play. They're pretty bad tuners, but they will get the job done. And surprisingly, both of these guitars stay in tune pretty well. But anyway, like I said, I took the strings off, went over everything. I did have to slightly adjust the neck on that one on the guitar. I did adjust the string height, adjusted the intonation the best I could. And I also used some Dunlop fretboard lemon oil on the fretboards, and yeah, just did a quick setup on these, and honestly, now they're actually playing very, very well. I'm actually pretty happy with them now. All right, guys, we got Reaper pulled up, and I'm gonna break this down a little bit real quick. Before I do, if the little picture window in me, if that glitches or slows down, sorry about that. My Wi-Fi internet in this apartment isn't all that great, but the big screen should stay the same, the OSB recording. But my little picture window of me might glitch out. Just letting you know. The guitars you heard were all recorded with the Glarry guitars, and the biggest thing I'm impressed with is the bass guitar. We're gonna solo the bass guitar here. Let's start in about the last two of this intro. Listen to this. Okay, so that's the bass guitar. If you guys are watching or listening to this video right now, make sure you got some good headphones, or you're listening to this on your computer with some good speakers or something. Don't use the speakers on your phone, guys. Come on, you're not going to get the real feel for this. But anyway, I think that bass sounds really, really, really good. And what we're going to do, I'm going to go here right now. We're going to go to the bass, and we are actually going to disable all of the plugins. Give me 2 seconds here. And I want to just play you guys the raw analog track. Yeah, so what you just heard right there, that is the straight signal from the Glarry bass to my audio interface into Reaper with absolutely no plugins. That was just straight analog signal. And honestly, that sounds really good. So we got a really nice, chunky, clangy sound. Let me show you what I'm using here. This is a compressor, the TDR Kotal Nikov. It's by Tokyo Don Labs. I've showed this in my videos before, and I just have this. I believe it was on tight. I made a preset for it, and there's some presets on here. I think I just put it on tight or smooth, and it seems to be working out pretty good. The overall amp sim, I am using the Mammoth from Aurora DSP. An EQ with just a little bit of a high pass there, because I mean that Mammoth bass amp sim has so much bass, so much low end. And disclaimer, on the master track, This is on the master track. We got a drop at about 3K and a boost at about 10K. The boost is to kind of brighten everything up. And this drop right here at 3K, that basically, I put that on the master track. That basically eliminates that nasal sound from everything. I gotta say, guys, for $110 bass, I mean, you can't go wrong. I mean, fight me. Freaking complain about it. Let me see you complain about it. Okay, we're gonna solo the guitars here real quick, because I want to show you guys what that sounds like, just the guitars. Okay, if you guys are wondering, yes, I am quad tracking my guitars here. I've got 4 separate recorded tracks, and I'm probably going to start doing that from here on out. You're adding more layer and more depth. It's heavier. You got to be really tight, when you're doing 4 tracks. I mean, all those guitars need to line up. I don't know how long I'll do this for. I'm going to try it out for a while. But anyway, so for all the guitars, I'm using auto, and again, I kind of have 2 auto amps set up, and I'll tell you what I'm doing. So one auto, I'm using cabinet 18 on the amplifier. The other one I'm using auto, but I have the impulse, the cabs disabled on the amp, and I have a separate impulse rack here, and I'm using auto's brand new impulse cab pack, the I don't know how you say it, the VIT. I don't know what that's based off of. Brain fart right now, but I'm using the Lewitt 1 and 2 microphones, using both of those impulse responses, Lewitt 1 and Lewitt 2 off of Otto's new cab pack. So basically what I'm doing here is technically just combining 3 impulse responses. Cab 18 off of the amp itself, and then 2 of the impulse responses, the Lewitt 1 and 2. That's how I'm getting that sound. And the EQ I'm using is a very, very basic one, high pass, low pass, little drop on the low mids. That's it. Just to help it sit in the mix a little bit better. So basically what I'm getting with the guitars here, we're going to solo just the 2 auto amps. That's just the amp. So that's just the auto amp and EQ, and then we're going to solo the auto amps with the external impulse loader. You can definitely hear a difference, but when you combine them all, then you get that nice sound that I'm getting. And in case you guys are wondering, the drums, I am using Ugly Tones. One of their brand new drum kits, I actually forgot what this is called, this specific one. It wasn't Tight Studio Drums. I think it was the one after that. It's one of those. But now let's just do a quick solo here. I'm going to solo just the guitars and the bass. Okay, guys, basically what I'm trying to prove to you here and let you guys know, even a $100 guitar can sound badass. We are at a point in society, in this time, in 2023, where you don't need a $1,000 guitar anymore. Now, if you're going to go on the road, if you're if you're out there making a living off of your music and you're playing clubs every single night, you probably want to invest a little bit more on a better quality guitar, especially if you're like dropping it or whatnot. Better quality can withstand a little bit more physical abuse. But as far as something that, like, if you guys are like me sitting at home just messing around like this, you don't need a $1,000 guitar, and it's really not going to make much difference at all. You guys can hear the bass. It sounds really good. The guitars sound really good. Is it the best sound in the world? Well, no, but that's also in the ear of the beholder. The best sound is the sound that you like. That sounds good to you in your ears. I've gotten to a point in my life, and after really being serious about this the last 4 years, that I've realized that once you throw high gain distortion on a guitar, when it comes to metal, you're not really going to hear much of a difference. If you're playing clean tone and doing some blues or jazz, yes, you're going to hear a difference in guitars or pickups, strings, things like that. But when you are, just doing metal, it doesn't matter what guitar you have. It virtually is going to sound all the same. Really, the only difference in sound that you're going to get is from your amp sims or your speakers. Whether it's software or real amps that you're miking up, amps are and speakers are where you're really going to get a different sound. The guitar doesn't matter too much. However, with the bass, because mainly bass is kind of a somewhat clean tone, you will definitely hear a difference in basses. And I will tell you, in my personal opinion, this Glarry bass is probably the best sounding bass I've ever had. This actually, in my opinion, sounds better than the Ibanez bass that I had that had active pickups. I did a review on that a while back. It was like the Ibanez SDGR, one of those. Had the black with blue sunburst and had active pickups. And in my opinion, the Glarry sounds better. This is part 2, guys. This is just a rundown. I've been jamming on these guitars for about a week now, and I think it's been about a week. Like I said, I changed the strings, did a setup and everything, and jammed around for a while. I've been messing around on Reaper here with it, with both guitars, recording, mixing it, trying to get a really good sound. And I mean, it sounds really, really good. How long will these guitars last in the long run? I don't know, but I think just sitting here in my room, jamming around, mixing and recording and writing songs, I think they'll last a long time. Out on the road, that's a whole different ballgame. Let me know what you guys think. Have you ever owned one of these? Are you thinking of getting one? What do you think of the sound quality of this song? Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Don't forget to click and subscribe, and stay tuned for future video, guys. Metal till death out there.